I know, content planning and organizing are not the sexiest of tasks to perform. However, once done, the results are pretty darn sexy. So this week of Unmuted, we are going to be exploring different ways to organize our content that are sustainable, practical, and easy, because that is what we want to do. Our collaborator this week is Marianne, and I'm pretty sure if you're active in the Facebook Ecamm Live community, you have seen her incredible tips on how she organizes her content. So without further ado, let me introduce you to our guest, Marianne. Hi, Marianne, and welcome.
Hello.
I am so excited that you're here.
I appreciate it.
Yes, so excited that you're here. Exploring the ways, because I have admired your ways of organizing for over a year now. So having you on Unmuted teaching us how you organize is an incredible pleasure.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate this so much. I have been with Ecamm for a year now. It's my first year anniversary. And of course, you were one of the first Ecamm personalities that I had been watching throughout. And so this is exciting to be here next to you.
Oh, thank you, Marianne. That's great. That is amazing. And here's the thing. I mean, it's like what you have contributed to the community is I love it. I love everything that you do. So likewise for you being here and Unmuted. So Marianne, let's talk about the different ways that we're going to be sharing, right? The different ways that we can plan our content, both traditional and digital, right? Because we're going to be talking about that. So the traditional way is the pen and paper. And then the digital way, you're going to be showing us how you organize your content in Notion. Yes? And for those of you, right, Notion has a free version, yeah? Okay, so
yes, I just use the free version.
There we go. Yes. Okay. And then for you who are watching, if you have a favorite digital planner that you use, please feel free to add it in the comments for us. For me, I use Craft Docs, and that is perfect for me. It's a little bit less intricate than Notion, so it works for me. Right. But Marianne, let's get going on this challenge. Week 3, okay? Content organization and planning. And Marianne, I'm going to ask you the first question because let's keep it simple, right? What is your workflow, or what would you suggest for those of us who are brand new and we're trying to find a workflow to organize our content? Where do we start? Where do we go?
Okay, well, first of all, thank you for having me here. Hello, Ecamm fam. I'm Marianne, and I'm a content creator here based in Sydney, Australia, and I share my planning and self-care and simple stationery ideas both on YouTube as well as on Instagram. My handle is my name, at Marianne Cress. And so what I do is I make calm and practical planner content for women who are like me, overwhelmed, burnt out. I'm a mum of 2 teenage boys, and my youngest son is on the autism spectrum. So I also have carer burnout on top of creating content. So for me, my planning workflow really, really matters to ensure that I am consistent on YouTube and on Instagram, while also maintaining, within my capacity and my energy, because, I do get anxious most of the time. So writing things down for me needs to be very clear and intentional, because my day can get away from me. I can procrastinate. I can have all the self-doubt and, those imposter syndrome. Why aren't I ahead like someone else who just started? So planning and organizing my content is a keystone to me showing up consistently on YouTube. And of course, one of the most important things before I keep going is make sure you find your community that will help keep you accountable, that can motivate you, watching shows like Anna's and Ecamm, just knowing that you're not alone, because content creation, and I don't know for you, but for me, can be isolating because we're just
Yes.
talking in front of a camera and we sometimes have no one to bounce ideas off. So one of the things before planning and organizing your content is find a community that will help support you, even if it's through, our Facebook group that we get to share our different ideas. So that is very important
Yeah.
for me before we even start any planning, ideation, or organizing content, because it can get lonely and your mindset can get away from you. So that's the first thing.
I
And,
mean, for
you're
real,
one of,
Marianne.
yeah.
Yes, I mean that is a great advice. And another thing that I wanted to mention also, as you see Marianne planning and showing us how she does her planning, her organization, remember that you can adjust it to what works for you. Because that is, as Marianne mentioned, that is what is going to keep you showing up, something that works for you. And you can see something elaborate, you're gonna see how Marianne has hers, but you just start basic. I mean, just having it on paper or having it on digital, having it organized your day, that is a win already. So remember, one size does not fit all when it comes to planning and organizing. Marianne.
Exactly. So really important that through my 1 year with Ecamm, I have learnt so much. I have tried many things. So they say, if you're going to fail, fail fast, but you've got to take action. So the thing I want to show, which I'm going to show later, is my own workflow, my own calendar. It can be daunting, but that's only because I've tested, I've done this, I've dropped that, and so it's important. But what I want to start with, for those of us who either may be new to content creation or have been feeling like we're stuck in a rut where we've tried everything and we just feel like, I can't do this anymore. One step at a time, which is one of my ethos when I do my planning content, is let's strip it back and let's do one step at a time. So I'm going to show you my desk, Anna, where I have my physical calendar, and I've just this is just a plain grid calendar that's blank. You can go and put whatever, Monday start, Sunday start, and print as you go, or just start over. So one of the first things that I like to do is have a think. Okay, if I'm going to create only one content, okay, so if we start, remember, one step, only one content for the month, what would it be? What would be my non-negotiable? And then we can build from that. So really important is, so for me, for example, I have here in Sydney, Australia, my Monday, 5 a.m., I go live on YouTube with my weekly Plan With Me session. So let's just say it is now going to be 29th of December. So I know I'm going to go live on YouTube, okay? So that's it. Whether you're using a physical calendar, paper calendar like this, or on your Google Calendar, or what other digital calendars you might have, put it down. For me, writing it down is so important, because research has shown that if you put pen to paper, you're more intentional. It's in your face. It's there. So I have dedicated a time to go, right, I'm going to go live on Monday, 29th of December, ready for a new month. That's it. If that's the first step, you've done enough, okay? Because you have intentionally said, right, I am planning to go live, or I'm planning to upload a video or shorts, whatever content you want, write it down. It sort of like cements it, okay? So that's the first step. If we've done that, that is fantastic. Then I ask myself, what do I need to do to be prepared, to be ready to go live or to upload a video on demand on that day? What I like to do is I like to reverse engineer it. I think we spoke about reverse engineering last time with Katie in your Unmuted Challenges. What do we need to do to get to where we want to be? So one of the first thing I do is I go backwards. So if this is a Monday, what do I need to do before those dates? So for me, I try and keep Sunday free. So I try not to plan anything because, first of all, we need to have a break. Self-care and time off will allow us to show up consistently if we are looking after ourselves. For a lot of us, we might stay up until 3 a.m. editing or
Yep.
trying to figure things out. So give
Yeah.
yourself a break, okay? You need that. The more content you create, the more breaks you need to have, okay? So I try not to do anything on the Sunday. So even though really I should have a days off, I love content creation. So, but important, we physically put time off or taking breaks for other things that's not content creation.
Yeah. And
So
you know
two things,
what?
we've done two
Yes.
things.
Marianne, you know what? I'm sorry to interrupt you. But sometimes we say, oh, we're going to, let me put myself in here real quick. Sometimes we say, oh, you know what? We're just going to leave. I know that I'm not going to do anything on Sunday, right? But I'm just going to leave it blank, right? And that is an invitation for adding other things to it. So I like it that you just crossed that Sunday off. It's just crossed off
Yes.
immediately. I love it. All right. Sorry. I just had to say
Yes.
that. Go ahead.
No, fantastic. Good point. And also, sometimes, yeah, for especially for a lot of planners, blank space feels like we got to fill it in. You know, if you've got a planner, you think, oh, there's more space, so I've got to write more to-do list. No, make that as a physical, visual part of your breathing room, as in no content creation. So for this, for example, I'm sure you might have a calendar that has all your other appointments or your home tasks and social things. For me, I like to keep this only for content creation. So it's visible, it's clean, it's not cluttered. So then what do? Okay, I've given myself a little breathing room. So if and when, let's say, I don't do any of my scripting, I don't prepare all my scenes and overlays on Ecamm, I still have enough time to check things before I go live or before I upload a video on the day I said I'm going to. And then I go, all right, Saturday, let's just do some light work. So again, not putting too much pressure. So this could be for me, you know, checking my Ecamm scenes, okay? Scenes, making sure I've got all the scenes to have a nice production or a nice video. The other thing is my script ready? So whether you're going to read off a teleprompter or just going to have bullet points, have those in place. So then that way you are ready. But how are we going to get to here? Well, then this is where we write or we outline. Okay, so these are the tasks that I need to take to get to here. And guess what? Because I do get anxious and I know my mind can sometimes take over, I need to break it down. So instead of trying to do everything on the one day, and then you go, this is boring, because sometimes for us humans, we love the novelty and, you know, writing scripts and creating, you know, thumbnails and figuring out titles can sometimes, as you said earlier, not one of the sexiest things
Right.
as part of content creation. Like, oh, what ideas can I have for thumbnails or titles? So important to break it down. So this is where I write my outline, write my script, you know, organize what tools I need. So for those of you who are not planners, your tools could be your lights, camera, you're making sure your audio, doing all your testing. And then the day before is when I have, well, because I'm a visual person, we'll have the idea. This is the idea. What are we going to write about? Hopefully, if you are more of a seasoned content creator, you have some ideas of the type of content you create on a monthly or a weekly basis, so you can pull from those. But if you are new, whether to Ecamm or content creation, what's the top question that gets asked in your niche? Because that could be a great starting point for the ideation of what type of, you know, content to create on YouTube. Okay, so now here we have, just in a few easy, simple steps, and we're keeping it very simple. I want to go live or create and upload a video on a particular day. I go backwards and reverse engineer, allow myself some time to just relax, take it easy, or if I'm not, you know, I didn't get all these other things done, catch up, and then break things down into small actionable pieces so we are not overwhelming ourselves. So if you go and open up your calendar on a Thursday, today it's just ideation. What kind of content can I make? What type of title? Maybe do some research as well. This could be, in here, your research. What are the top search videos? There in only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, of course, this is a simplified version. Whatever your content is may require more than one day. So then you would keep going back. So if your research will take 2 days, then you wanted to start the ideation or, thinking a couple of days before. So as Anna said, make sure it fits within the way your lifestyle, your content creation, the way your brain works as well. Someone might go, oh my God, having to write all of this is the way that works for me. Figure out what's going to spark you in making sure you are planning and organizing the content you create next.
Yeah, Marianne, this is yes, I'm enjoying this whole thing because I do agree with that once we write it, it just feels more personal, it feels more intentional, and just writing it, it's for lack of a better word, it's a whole vibe, right? For lack of a better phrase. Yeah. But, right, we need to, so I want to go back to sort of like when you first started planning, and then you went backwards, you reverse engineered, and then what would be, for example, if somebody wants to start, okay, because this would be me, right? I would say, okay, I'm going live on the 29th, but then I go from 1 in steps, right? So I go 1, I need to plan. 2, I need to research. 3. So what would be the benefit of going, for example, backwards as you're doing it and going the other way? For example, okay, I'm going live on the 29th and then I start on the, what day is that? The 8th, 19th or whatever. So the week prior to.
Yeah.
Right. So is there a benefit?
So what's the benefit of going back?
Yeah.
Yeah. Look, it's just the reverse engineering is one of the skills that I have learned through my researching how to be more consistent with it. But you can always just go, all right, I want to start my ideation on the 9th. You can go it the other way. So it doesn't have to be reverse. You can go chronological order and figure out. So if Tuesdays are when you create, ideas, that could be then. And then you can go, all right, once I've created the idea, I'm going to pick my top 3 or top 1 are from that idea list. All right. And then I'm going to research what thumbnail, what title I would like to have for that. And then you could go, all right, next I have to figure out my script. What's my hook? What's my content? What value am I going to give? What's the storytelling? What's my outro and my call to actions? Okay. How long will that take me? Well, I'm new to it, so it may take me a day or 2. Okay, so then you go, all right, well then that's 2 days. And then you go, all right, next I'm typing out my content. I've got to check my cameras. And then I need to figure out, oh, okay, well I can't go live on a Monday because I work on a Monday. And then you go, well, when's the next free time? Will be a Wednesday. So see how this same way I reverse engineered mine, you can also start from the beginning. And just go, let's just do orange here. So you can start, this is when I'm going to have my ideas. This is when I'm going to write out my thumbnails and my title. This is when I'm going to do the research. Okay, that's going to take me more than 1 day, so I'll go 2 days. Okay, this is now I'm going to make sure, my Ecamm setups are all done and my lighting and my microphone, okay, or all my audio. Okay, and then I want to go live or I want to do a video or let's say we're going to record the video. Okay, so how do we do? I don't even know how to do a camera. Okay, so we're going to record. Okay, we record then. All right, and now we want to edit. Okay, so this is the clapper. I'm a visual person. There's your clapper, you're editing. All right, well, editing, I have to do it myself. I don't have money yet to get an editor. How long does that take me? Oh my goodness, that takes me 3 days. Okay, so then you go 3 days and finally I'm ready to upload my live stream on a Thursday. Oh, well, hang on, Thursday is not, for my audience, they're busy. Whoever your audience is, maybe they're working. Maybe you want to upload it on the Saturday when they have time. Okay, and you don't even need analytics to go and figure out when's the best time to upload. Really, they say upload when it's ready. A lot of it'll find its audience. But if you want to take advantage of that when most of your audience will be, so maybe you go instead of Thursday, you know what, Saturday morning, whatever my audience, my niche audience or target audience, that would be the perfect time. So now I have taken my own personal content planning from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, only because remember, I've been doing this for a while. For someone new who now has to give themselves that little bit of leeway, that breathing room. So if you think it'll take you 2 days, it'll probably take you 4 days. Okay, so
Yes.
give your, what do they say with the construction? So those who ever have had their house built, not me, right, or whatever, add an extra, couple of days, couple of months. So always, and again, that allows for you to take time for a breather, self-care, do something else, clean the house, go for a walk. So it's important. Don't strain yourself into a box where you just know it's going to take me 3 days to edit because I'm slower at editing, or, I'm just starting new with the editing software I'm using. So here, as I was thinking it with you, I'm going, oh, well, it's going to take me, I'd be ready there, but I'd like to post it there. So now we've done both ways. We've done reverse engineer, go backwards, or from front to our final outcome.
Thank you.
Oh,
Thank
look
you,
at that
Marianne.
colorful calendar.
That is great. I mean, I don't know about you all, but I want to scribble. I wanted to see all of that. I just want to scribble too. I'm like, look at those arrows. They're so perfect. They're so doodly cool.
Yes.
Yes, I love
And
it.
the great thing is when we talk about pen to paper, there's lots of research that say you are more intentional and you retain the information more. And it's part also for me, of course, because I talk about self-care and wellness in my on my channel, is it's a mindfulness activity. It takes away your brain going, I can't do this. Someone else is better than me. This video has already been done. Can you tell these are the things that I say to myself? But if you actually have something physical, tangible, you can even just go, start again. That didn't work. Okay, but keep
right.
it because this is
Yeah.
your journey. All right. And you could go, oh, last week or last month, it took me 20 days to make a video. Now it's taking only my 15 days. The next week it's only taking me 10 days. Okay, so that's the journey. And as you said, don't compare your content planning and organizing with anybody else.
Yeah. Thank you, Marianne. So, okay. So I'm curious about what would be there are different types of calendars, right? So there's one that comes and is just binded, and there are other ones that, like the ones that you have, that are refillable. Yes, that one is refillable.
Yes.
So what is your take on either one? I know that some prefer one than others, but what would be the difference for you, or the advice for someone new to start planning on paper, traditional?
Okay, so you can either have blank, but because for me, blank is a nice blank state. I'm not boxed in, because sometimes the planners, diaries that physical planners and diaries you do get, you're boxed in, whether it's, the boxes are too small or it gives you too much of a space that now you think like you have to fill it in. You have to figure out what works for you. And you only can figure this out as you go. Of course, I don't want you buying lots of planners just to go. You can start on a blank piece of paper and just, scribble. So there's dated planners. The dated planners, of course, is you don't have to write your Monday, Tuesday, Sunday and your dates. So it's already one step has been taken away from your, content planning. So as much friction, they talk about friction all the time, is remove any friction that stops you from moving to the next step. If you go, oh my God, Marianne, I have to fill in a blank page. I got to write Monday to Sunday. I got to write my dates. But for me, that is how my brain works. It helps slow me down. So if I'm doing this on a month-to-month basis, let's say, okay, we're now going to be in January or February. It's sort of like you're You're taking a deep breath. That's so then I'm going, all right, I don't have to think about anything yet. Let me just write down the dates. So if, let's say, you have a ring binder, those book bound, you can buy cheap, like dated calendars for a couple of dollars. So you don't even have to buy the expensive one, especially if you want to do this and you want to scribble. You know how all these, inventors or big Fortune 500, you always see their origin story. This could be your origin story. You go, I remember the day it took me 2 months to make a video. And now I'm doing so well and I can pay someone to do my edits. That's the journey, and that's something to look forward to.
Well, that is good advice, Maria. That is good because it's your story, right? Your story, and there's a lot to it. I still have my journal from when I was 12. And that's the whole story, right? That's the whole story. So if you're starting your journey with content creation, having it on paper like this is priceless. It's priceless because if you have, digital is fine too if you're organized in that space and you know that you're going to get back to it. You're not going to unsubscribe from that service and transfer your data to another one and have it in multiple different places. Then that's good, digital. But with this, you know that once you're done and the year is over, or perhaps the quarter is over, and you have filled out you can put it away and store it, and then go back to it.
You can look back as well. You can look back and go, you know what? This live here got over however many K views. Let's do that again and repeat it. And this one, maybe not so much. We might put that on the back burner. So then this is a great way for you, again, if once you've done your content creation and you're reviewing and you're seeing what's worked and doesn't work, you can go back and go, that worked. Guess what? Repeat, rinse and repeat. Let's put that one again on this side and this side. And now for the following month, guess what? You've taken 2 steps out of your content planning and organizing because you go, I have now 2 videos, 2 live stream type of content that worked so well. Repeat.
Yes.
And then this one worked, that one worked, repeat. And again, if you do use digital calendar, you can always do the same. I've just slowly started doing both, a hybrid, because sometimes I can't be at my desk in front of my computer because my younger son, he'll have to have therapy, speech therapy, occupational therapy, and because I share the little area, our homeschooling area, so I have to be out of the room, and so I need to be on the go as well, and that's where the digital comes in. So then I don't have to carry all my planners with me.
Right.
A little bit like this.
And leave it somewhere, and we don't want to leave that somewhere. It's too precious for us to forget it somewhere. So going back, Marianne, too, and you just mentioned this, life and work, right? Or life and pleasure, or however we want to word that. How do you organize it? Because as you mentioned earlier, right, we have to plan our content, but it has to be in a way that is sustainable so that we can continue doing it and it can work with our lives. So how do you plan your life and your work?
Okay, so this I'm going to show you. It might be daunting, but remember again, this is through a whole, not just the last year, but the last couple of years on YouTube and Instagram. I know exactly what I can sustain as a mum of 2 teenagers. Also, have a husband. I've got a home to have to go and make sure it stays clean. I've got to make sure I stay connected with friends. Make sure I have my self-care. Get myself outside and not always have these little studio or box lights on my face. So I need to make sure that I have room for all of those. So I'm not just a content creator, I'm more than that. So the next calendar that I'm going to show is my live calendar only for my content creation. And it may seem like a lot only because it's task oriented as well. So remember this is where I had an idea that I want to go live on my Mondays, and then I do their preps. So this is it. So let's just look at the orange, okay? So these are my weekly live stream that I already have planned for the month of December. I did exactly what we did just before then. Okay, there's my live. And all these tasks that you see here, they are the tasks that we talked about here. So that's all it is. So it doesn't look like, oh my God, Marianne has got so much stuff to do. Because again, I like to write things down so then I can see that, okay, let's see, Marianne, what's the next step? Oh, I'm feeling overwhelmed. I'm tired. I don't know what to do. Yeah, you do, because you wrote it down. Past you is future-proofing content creator Marianne, because now we've broken it down. We go, let's say, where are we? We're here. Look, there we go. There's fire where we are. So I need to go and on the Thursday, content prep for this Monday live. Okay, and then here, another one is Ecamm scenes. Okay, are my Ecamm scenes all prepared to go live on that Monday? And then on the Saturday, prepare what's needed for Monday. So see, a lot of it is little chunks that's actionable and doable. Hang on a second, Anna. My youngest son, I just saw him in front of me and go, shh, Mum's videotaping. And those are the things that I actually have to manage on a live stream. So you saw it right here. Those are the things that you manage.
That's
what
it.
do they say? Live happens. Live
exactly.
happens. My son is just like, hi, Mom.
And that's what you're saying, right? That's what you're saying. Like you're a mom, your wife, you do that's your life. That's what happens. So I like the way you have it arranged. Like me personally, I would like to plan it. I like to see what I'm doing on a weekly basis instead of a monthly basis. This calendar, as you mentioned, okay, you've been doing it for a while, this is the way it works for you. For me, I see that and I will close it and put it away. I will not do a thing, right? I will feel completely overwhelmed by seeing all of that. However, having the task in one, like just, this is the week, this is my week, this is all I wanna see right now, with all those details, would be fantastic. Would be fantastic. So yes.
Yeah. So this is the top of the funnel that I call, again, a visual learner. It's my content planning and content creation is about funneling it down, big picture, bird's eye view. I can see, I could go, oh, maybe I could go, I haven't planned my live yet for the 22nd or the 29th. I better get at them. So this is where I start. Top of the funnel. We're going to go down, and this is where my Google Calendar comes in, because then, as you said, this is way too much. This is going to be overwhelming. I've got so much to do. So this is my calendar. So I'm hoping this works. Yay! Remember how you said you would only like to look at it on a week view. So again, this is just the next level of the funnel, if we can see the funnel. So the monthly, the weekly this is where. So I also do write this on a weekly physical planner. Again, it's that, pen to paper. But like I said, I like to carry with me my calendar, and sometimes I can't carry all my planners. So my Google Calendar, and of course, if we wanted, if this is still too much, then we can go to day planning. Okay.
Oof, look, that looks so much better.
Oh my goodness.
Yes, we can do this. We can do this.
And you said earlier, how do I plan everything else? There's my morning routine, my breathing, my getting myself outside, drinking water, my journaling, my tidying up my space, the kitchen or the dining table that's normally full of laundry. Those are the things that I make sure. And of course, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Why do I put that there? Again, it's not, well, most times I do forget to have breakfast, lunch, and dinner at the right time, but it gives you that physical, it takes away that physical space in your planner, and this is your signal to, oi, eat something, have a break. And so I've got that, my breakfast routine. And so what are we? Tuesday. So if we click, hopefully this one, Tuesday, okay? And then if I click on an event, it tells me, Marianne, this is what you said you're going to do today at 9 a.m., have your reel and, talk about your live stream replay. Okay, so then I've broken it down into events. So yes, it takes up a lot of time to set it up, But once it's set up, I don't have to think. If I'm 1 o'clock, your energy level is a bit low in the afternoon and you've been editing, and then you go, I don't want to do this. And so, well, what can we do? Oh, I got to do an Instagram story. So this is, of course, the other things. Again, once you start creating content, whichever platform, you got to promote it. It's important that we promote if we go, how come no one's watching? Well, did you tell anybody it's on? Or, the replay. So you got to promote it, whether on YouTube or another platform. So my secondary platform is Instagram. And then let me just quickly show you. So we talked about, remember, Thursday is, so let's say there's, here is my Monday live stream that just happened. But then I've got to plan for the next one. So if we looked at when we did the physical little doodling, so here it is, prep for Monday. What do I have to do today? Think up of my topic, my script. So I don't know if we can see that. And then, choose your topic, 5 points, update my teleprompter, decide my tools, and draft the title. I have given myself already the step-by-step. Mm-hmm. So they always say that, try and future-proof yourself by making sure you're not making decisions in the moment. Mm-hmm. It's same thing. It's so funny that we were both wearing green today. I actually have the same top in multiple colors. So then I don't have to worry about what top to wear when I am going to go live or making my videos.
I mean, let me see this. For real. Because yes, I mean, wearing, and thank you for saying that, because I have it, but I have my outfits done in my closet. I don't have it written down, but I do have, okay, I'm going to wear this for that, because it does take time. If we're trying to do so many things at the same time, the last thing we need is thinking about outfit. I mean, how long does choosing an outfit takes, right? It takes a long time. And it can mess with our creativity if we are doing it on the day off, right? So that's great that you have
flow.
it. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, look at you, Marianne. You are just a guru, pro, and another word for it, which doesn't come to mind right now, but the god of planning, I guess. This is great.
Here's the thing I want to tell everybody, because of course this can be, a comparison thing, because, oh, it's great, she's done that for a while. Let me just tell you, I've only done the Google Calendar the last 2 weeks. This Google Calendar is only being created. I was only able to create this based on the experience I had of uploading, staying, trying to be consistent, having the different mindset, doubts that you have. So don't think that, oh my goodness, I have to have this set up right away. Okay, because we can go and start here. Mm-hmm. Just one live, one video, one podcast, one reel, one short. In time, you will be able to get to this. So this, please note, I only created this a couple of weeks ago, because I've realized for me to be able to sustain a weekly live stream, a once a month brain dump live session, also be able to promote my content on Instagram, have my newsletter. So here I have a newsletter that, I have to write, what do I need, edit and schedule my newsletter. So then, that way, because they say YouTube and Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, we're only renting the space. So try and make sure you get people on your own mailing list. So this is only, please note, this is only the last couple of weeks. So don't go that. So I'm still new to it. I might change it up. I might go, digital planning is not for me. The batteries don't work, or the computer's not working. That is why I have my backup. I have my safe planning. And as you said, this is the bird's eye view. top level. I'll also have a weekly spread, whether on physical planner or as you saw on my Google Calendar. I also have, to be nerdy, again, this is just me. Please don't go and compare yourself and go, right? I'm such a nerd. So I also have, this will be my daily. Again,
Look
the
at
funnel.
you. Oh, wow.
Monthly, weekly, and daily. And this is what I've only done this recently because I love, post it. I have lots of stationery. That's what my content is about. So I have actually even printed what I need to do for each day. This might be
Print it.
overkill,
Okay.
yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Did you know if your printer can allow, you can print on Post-it note. So if you have a you can print whatever so this is my Saturday schedule. I have my focus,
Oh.
low pressure. Remember how we said we ain't doing much on the weekend? Self-care, optional filming. If I want to film, I can. Stickers and play with my stationery, light YouTube planning, and guess what? Rest. You can't
Yes.
maintain and sustain consistency and the creativity without resting. So sustain
And you know
creativity.
what, Marianne? I am enjoying that you are consistently scheduling your breaks, because
Yes.
sometimes we say, why do we, right, as we mentioned earlier, why do we need to schedule breaks? But we do, because sometimes when we go to that list, right, if we're going, okay, and we go and we get in the flow, and because we are in the flow, our body is going with it, right? Our body is just
Yeah.
going with it. But if you have it written and you see that pause, which is rest, then you'll be like, oh my gosh, I haven't stopped since 3 a.m. in the morning, right?
Yes.
So
I'm sure a
don't
lot of our viewers have that. Yeah.
exactly. So don't underestimate the power of writing, including your breaks in your calendar. That is true
Yeah.
story, true story. Okay, Marianne.
Be intentional. Really be
Yes.
intentional with your planning. And a lot of times for us women, studies have shown that we, 3 times more care we give others, unpaid care. They call it, I think, the superwoman schema. So studies have been shown of this, where we care for others before we care for ourselves. And this is when, for a lot of us, not just women, but a lot of content creators, this is when those self-doubt, the imposter syndrome, the overwhelm, the now you're overwhelmed, you don't do anything and you procrastinate, those now start to creep in because there's crack in the foundation. So if we go and rest, we're building the stable foundation with, even a simple drink water. That's our cue, everybody, to drink our water. If you're thirsty, you're already dehydrated.
Let's
Okay?
go.
So let's go. Right, exactly. And so, and then some other says, Marianne, I don't have time for rest. This is the important thing. The more work you do, your rest needs to be either the same amount or more. Because my analogy, I love using analogy on my content creation, is you won't go and drive for hours without checking your gas or petrol, right? Or checking the oil or checking your pressure tire. So a lot of times we take care of our vehicles, our tech, our computer, our phone. What do we do with our phone when there's low charge? We plug it in, we let it charge. Yet we forget to do that for ourselves. Oh, I can't, Marianne, I got to edit and I got to have it uploaded by 8 a.m. And then you go, oh, I'm now tired. I haven't eaten, I haven't drunk. And then now let's go, I can't do this. I can't create content.
Right.
I'm tired.
Yeah.
And then
Yep.
that's the cycle that we fall into.
Great advice, and it's true. And I'm pretty sure you're watching. You have felt a variation of what Marianne is explaining and sharing, because we have done it. We've all done it, and this comes whether we plan or not plan. Because once we write something, we're like, okay, maybe we can move it somewhere. We like, oh, we're not gonna do it today, and that is. If you have to, then yes, you can move it to the next day. But Marianne, you can jump in on this because I'm pretty sure you have research. But if you stick to something that you have already planned, that is building a habit that is going to help you in the future. Marianne.
Exactly. That is it. And like any new skill, any new things, it will take time. So I have found and I've learned that I'm one of these that I want the result now. Hang on, I put a YouTube video and I put a shorts and I put a YouTube post. How come I'm not thousands of subscribers yet? It takes time. And so, how can you build it if you're not taking action? We can fall into this trap of learning how set up the, oh, I got to get a camera that works first. Oh, I got to get this. I got to get my audio. I have fallen into that trap. I have one, two, three, four, five, six cameras. Anna, six. I don't need six, but I always thought that I need that to be able to create content. No, just create the content, whatever you have. If you've got the phone, you can do that. And if you think you need a camera to create content, that's just making excuses, because
Yeah.
you can make videos with even the cameras on our laptop, right?
Right. Yeah.
There are people who have lots of subscribers just making content off their webcam, and you go, and us, e-cammers who have gear acquisition syndrome, go, how come they're getting so many views and their video's fuzzy and their audio? Is because they took action, and you can't take action without a plan. Well,
Yeah.
you can, but you're going to burn yourself out because you're always
Yes.
having to start over. So this is why, have your breaks, allow for things to happen, and the most important is give yourself grace and compassion that if you didn't do one on the Monday, who says you can't do it on the Tuesday or even do it the following week? But take one small action at a time, and then and give yourself a little bit of leeway, especially if you're new, you've been stuck in a rut, as a lot of us get into. But like any habits, you gotta stack it up, build the momentum.
Yes, and to something to add to what you just mentioned about if you need inspiration, if you're stuck in a rut, the Ecamm Live Facebook group is an incredible resource for you to go and check it out and ask questions. We are all there. Marianne is there, I'm there, and there are tons of other creators that are available there to answer any questions that you might have about content creation, about videos, about cameras, what Marianne just mentioned, or just about inspiration, just that. And talking about inspiration, Marianne, what do you say we go into Notion and how you plan your videos there?
Very great segue. So I have this. Let me just quickly go back to my calendar. So this is the physical calendar. You can also use your Google Calendar or whatever digital calendar. This could be too much. Now, the next thing you want to organize is your ideas. And this is where, for me, again, only in the last couple of weeks. So don't think that, Marianne's a seasoned Notion user. No. I've had it for a while, and I'm only using the free version. So you don't need to pay for it until you need to go and pay for something. Keep using the freebie, okay? So for me, the Notion is the digital place I hold the ideas. So it's not so much. So have a think of my physical planner or my Google Calendar where I have the task, the small actionable tasks. The Notion for me is the ideas where I place. So again, this could be a notebook for you. It could be, whatever apps you have. So Notion for me is where I have a YouTube content pipeline. Remember the different little things that we have, my orange that highlighted in the calendar. These are all the live streams that I'm going to be using. So this was yesterday. And then for next week, I already know that we're 2 weeks in, what's working and what's not working when our planning. So all these things, I've created. I don't know yet what I need to do with it until you learn as you go. You don't need to learn a system fully before you can use it. Only take what you need. And then here I've just so these ideas, guess what? Yes, Chat is my friend. Chat GPT is my friend. Okay, so I ask it, I give it all these things. These are the things that I want to show on my weekly live stream Plan With Me session. These are the things that's working. These are the things that I would like to, delve into. Create me my theme, my, the structure of it. And again, this is based on what I have told Chat. So if you're new to Chat or any AI and go, it's not giving me the thing, it's like, I've been talking to it for a long time. It knows me. So again, like anything, you will build it up. So then it's got all these. So this is where my YouTube content and if you want, instead of a calendar, a listicle. So again, use the formats of how your brain works. So whether you're a top high view, like a calendar, or only a weekly, or only a daily, you will figure out what works for you. So this is the content pipeline I have for YouTube. I also have my Instagram. Okay, so these are the things that I promote to ensure whether Instagram is to promote my YouTube content. Say, hey, come over here. More details over there rather than, fast scrolling type of content. And I also, a great thing with Notion is you can then also have your ideas list. So here I have created, I've asked Chat, these are the things, again, that I have noted for me. You will only see a pattern of what's working, what's not when you do it. Yes. So if you go, I don't know what works on a Monday, well, have you been posting on a Monday? Or, have you get to know what's working in your own niche for your target market. So I've asked Chat, give me 10 ideas for, a motivation for my Monday or a, let me see if I can just turn this on. So my Tuesday, how to divide, quick reset. So this is my ideas bank. So if you go, where do I hold these ideas? Of course, you can write it, but even me, who loves paper planning, Anna, ain't going to write, 70 ideas.
And the thing with that also is that you have it already written, so you can cut and paste if you go on YouTube, right? Whatever, or Instagram, where you're going to already post it. You already have your caption there, so it's like you're working, but you have a copy of it. And not only that, the one thing that I enjoy about Craft Docs, which similar to Notion, is that you can add the information. For example, if you already posted a video, you get the link and you add it in your right? And so when you have to refer to it, or when you have to post to promote your live or your Instagram, then you can just get that link and easily just cut and paste. Cut and paste.
Cut and paste. So here's was my motivation yesterday. I even put a thumbnail so then I could go, and guess what? I don't think I have the link here yet because it was only yesterday. So let's quickly have a look at the previous one. And so let's calendar. Let's see if I had, no. See, look, because it's new. Normally I would put the link, the short link here, and then I can click on it and just go, oh, here we go. December 6th, choose your today's self-care. And then when I click on this, it'll lead me to my Instagram page that has that. And I'll go, oh, that got this many views. Let's recreate it. So, which is wonderful. So these again, now with, of course, I have a filmmaker son who's very opposed to AI. So sometimes I have to hide my AI usage. These creators, it's like I'm cheating. I'll be like, oh, mom is thinking up her own ideas. Now, but remember, the tools that you use is only as good as what you put into it. So don't just think that, oh, man, it's like all these people. It's like, honestly, why are you making it hard for yourself by coming up with, you have to input the information you want it to spit out. So if you go, it ain't good, then that just means you haven't put enough information for it to gather what you need. So, so my Notion is where I hold my content ideas as well as the planning. So then I'm on top of things, because I think now I've only discovered again that you can go and integrate your Google Calendar with your Notion. So they're in there, and so, which is wonderful. So
we're gonna have to have another like a follow-up to this, Marianne, because this looks great. And I'm pretty sure, I mean, I remember one time I went to a client and we were trying to figure out the dates that we were going to meet to review photos and content. And when I saw her calendar, similar to the one that you have digitally, I was like, oh, holy cow, I am not even going to look at that. But that was recently, but back in the day, I wouldn't even look at a digital calendar. I will have it on paper. But because of the flexibility that it offers, for example, you know, if we just saw a Notion, you have your links, you have your copy, you have your dates, you can easily filter what did well, you can add counts, you can do all of that. Then I started looking into it, and then now, just like you, Marianne, you started Notion and in the Google Calendar recently. I just started doing Outlook recently as well, and it's working great because and it was there was a little bit of a freak out in my mind, a little tiny bit, because I scheduled on Outlook and then it automatically scheduled it on Zoom. So I will look at the Zoom calendar and I'm like, wait a second, I didn't do this. Who did this? So I was a little bit of freak. I'm like, what's going on, right? And so I was
Who's watching me?
Exactly. It was a little creepy. But then I figured it out. And now there's one step less that I have to do when I am scheduling Zoom meetings. I do it in Outlook, automatically connects, integrates with Zoom, and then the links is there, all of that. So that is something that I could not do with my paper calendar. So now I'm just seeing and starting to pick and choose what I will do. But for my scheduling, when my client calls me and we're trying to figure out which day works, I'm on paper. I am on paper first. I look, and then once it's there, then I go into Outlook and I finalize it and schedule it there.
Yes.
But Marianne, this is great. We're gonna go back into the guest screen so that we can wrap it up. This has been so great. So I'm gonna wrap it up and I'm gonna go into here for us so that you can come back in. There we go. So Marianne, this is great. You said you even seeing the little you just started the Google Calendar and how you have it organized is admirable. It's admirable, and it is because you have been doing it for a long time. But again, let's just recap real quick for those who are interested in starting their Google Calendar, right? Starting their paper calendar to plan their content and sustain it, because that's what we want to do. We want to sustain our new habit, our new workflow. We want to be able to do that. So Marianne, just to recap it, please go on 1, 2, 3 steps. Do this, and this.
First of all, important to make sure that you are looking after yourself and take a breather. Okay, anytime you start anything, breather, water, go for a walk, and just be intentional with what you're going to do next. So whether you're going to choose a paper calendar, a digital calendar, whether on your phone or an iPad or your desktop, use a system that works for you. Now, of course, if you're new to planning and organizing your content, you may not know what works for you, and you can only find that out when you're taking action. And when you do take action, simplify it, break things down into small, actionable tasks. The reason why a lot of us get overwhelmed or we even procrastinate is one of the things that could be a major factor is we don't know what to do next. So by breaking it down into small, actionable steps, noting it whether on paper or on a digital calendar, you can even use a simple notes app. You can even text yourself, Marianne, it's time for you to think up a thumbnail and your title for your next video. Whatever it is, keep it top of mind. That's why for me, a digital paper planner is important because it's always on my desk. It's visual. So there's no point if your planner is over there on the shelf or your Google Calendar is closed. So that could be one of the things that you have, that's a favorite when you open up your desk is your Google Calendar. So pick a planning system that works for the way your brain works as well as your lifestyle or the season you are in. So season you are in could be very busy. So having multiple paper planner, digital planner could be too much. So simplify it and just get yourself a post-it note, right? Or
That's
those
it.
$2,
Yeah.
right? $2 notebooks that you find at your local, for those of you in the US, I don't know, Michael's or whatever. For us here, just a grocery store, you can buy a pack of 10 for a couple of dollars and, note down those things. So whatever it is, pick a system that works for you, your brain, your lifestyle, and the season. Because you could go, oh my God, this is too much. I cannot manage it. Close the book and then not even think about it. I close the book all the time just because I'm a planner. I've got all these planners here just because I'm a planning account. People always go, you must be organized. I said, no, I'm not. That is why I need to plan. I am not organized and I need to future-proof myself. So then if and when I don't have the energy, I am emotionally, mentally, or physically burnt out or tired, I have something to go, what's next? It's like your little guide. Hey, Marianne,
Yeah.
look, it says there. Take a break. Look, it says there. Think up
Prepping
of,
your future
yeah,
self. Yeah.
yeah. Think up of only 2 ideas for your next video, your podcast, your next live stream. And if you've got the list and you only have a little bit of energy, then only do one little bit of that list. And that is
Right.
going to be enough. And then finally, it's important that do not compare yourself to others or compare yourself to the previous you. For me, I'm in this season now where before all the algorithm changed on Instagram, I was doing well. And then suddenly now there's more people on Instagram, more demand. The things I used to do 2 years ago on Instagram is not working. So I have to go and change it up. And that's why I'm going, okay, I'm going to leave Instagram for a moment as my secondary and I'm going to focus on YouTube. So don't think that you have to stay doing the same thing over and over again. What do they say is the sign of insanity? When you do the same thing over and over again and expect a different outcome, right? Change things up. And it's okay to change your mind. It's okay to drop the ball sometimes, but don't stay in it. If you
Yes.
want to be a content creator, if you have a goal to, do this as whether it's your passion, your side hobby, your hustle, or your main income producing activity, just take the chance and don't sit in the learning, don't sit in the watching, don't sit in the observing. Take the step to actually do something. And you can do shorts now. You can do reels. You can do posts, just even saying, hard day today, don't know what to post. Any ideas?
It's
Let me
true.
know in the comment
Yeah.
section, right?
Yeah.
You've got your community for you. So those are my takeaways for today.
Yes, thank you so much, Marianne. And remember, everyone, that this challenge, the Unmuted December Challenge, is for the entire month. And we have themes for you. The week 1 was organize your desk and your cables. And you can find that in the Ecamm Live YouTube, the Ecamm Fam channel on YouTube. And then you can post your before and after pictures on the community, which there is a post there. Also, this week is the week 3, but week 2 was digital organizing your Ecamm, right? So it's your scenes, your profiles, your overlays, all of that. And now we have our desk organized, our cables organized, our Ecamm organized, and now we're preparing our content. So this is week 3, the same thing. Post how are you currently doing your planning? Right? And then what do you think about the planning that Marianne has just shared with us? And then for week 4, we have video planning. Now you learned how Marianne is doing it using Notion, which is very practical because you have all your content, you have your link, you have your date when you're going to post it, you have your calendar. But if you don't have Notion, right, you can still plan it and show us how you do it currently or which digital tool you use to plan your videos. But anyway, week 4 is all about creating videos the easy way without the overwhelm. And we're going to have Diana Gladney and we're going to have Mary Lou, who is going to be sharing how they create incredible videos to post, repurpose, and just call it a day, and they are effective. My name is Anna Hill, and we are going to be in the Ecamm Live community. Hope to see you there. Thank you so much for being here with us, and we will see you on week 4. Marianne, thank you so much again for being here with us and for sharing your talent and expertise. I myself am going to try some of that out. I used to do it chronologically. Now I'm going to try backwards to see how my brain likes it, right? Because we were doing something change in 2026, right? Who knows what's going to bring if I go backwards? I mean, I don't know, right? I don't know.
Who knows? Right, it may be the key. It could be the game changer for a lot of us. We won't know until we try. So
That's
I appreciate you letting me share the things that are, and the things that's even in my head and how I get it down on paper.
I love
and
it.
hopefully, yes, 2026, we are going to be unmuted. We're going to declutter. We're going to remove the friction and just create. It's
That's
so
it.
important to share. I always say, imagine the person that you are trying to talk to behind that camera needing the information that you have knowledge of, and you didn't create that video. That video could be what they needed when you post it. So we're doing them a disservice by not sharing our knowledge and our insights. So have fun with it, first of all. Really important.
Yes, have fun with it. Thank you so much, Marianne. And again, everyone, we will see you in the community. Thank you so much for being here. My name is Anna, and I'm here with the incredible Marianne. Bye, everybody.
Bye.